Sanbonani Dumelang Absheni, and hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle Khumalo. So for most of you that know, I am a university student and I'm in my final year. And I basically tutor some students, and I've been getting a lot of questions regarding how do I cope or how do I deal with online learning. And I just thought, you know what, since on Saturday, for those that follow me on social media, saw that on Saturday I had basically I did a live with Leander Duma where we spoke about basically mental health awareness as well as just coping with our online experience. So I thought, let me just come back, do a short video. It's going to be really short, just to reflect back on what we spoke about, but more importantly just to give you tips that you might use. Obviously not everyone is gonna use the same formula, or not the same formula is gonna work on everyone. Basically that's what I was trying to say. But just try the tips and let's see. And most importantly, one thing I wanted us to focus on, and one thing I wanted to emphasize, is that guys, if you do not try, if you do not try to do something, then that's where the problem is. Because as people, we complain a lot. We're so quick to focus or to point out what is wrong, but we never really want to focus and point out on what is good or try find solutions. So the purpose of this video is to try supply you with solutions. It might not work for everyone, but I'm hoping they do work. Have an open mind, and let's get so guys, for most of you, or so most people know that we currently experiencing the fourth industrial revolution, which is basically a time where we've entered into this digital era where everything is basically digital and everything is online, hence your artificial intelligence, hence your robotics and all of that. Everything is online these days. And for those that go to UJ will know that one thing that's been emphasized for the past 4 or 5 years is the 4IR and the future being reimagined. So what I wanted to bring to your attention is what we're preparing for basically now is a Vuca world, VUCA. And the Vuca world is basically described as V for volatility, which is the speed of change in nature. Okay, so how things are constantly changing, and as students we need to be prepared for that change. We need to be prepared for how things and dynamics, and how the dynamics of things are just quickly changing, so we need to be flexible. So as part of the competencies that we need to have is you need flexibility. Okay, number 2 is uncertainty, and that's the second element in Vuca, which is uncertainty, which is the lack of predictability. And one thing we learned with this coronavirus or with the lockdown is that there's so many things in life that we cannot be certain of. There's so many things in life that we will not be able to predict. Therefore, going back to volatility, you need to be aware, you need to be flexible, you need to be prepared for anything that might come. And that same thing applies in your studies. You need to be aware that your lecturers, your tutors, everyone is basically experiencing and going through this with you. Therefore we all might not have the answers, so you need to take responsibility and ownership for your learning. The third element is complexity, guys. So basically this is the difficulty in issues, the different levels. Complexity is like the different levels in life, the different levels in the complexity, or the different levels in the issues that you might experience. It could be the data, it could be the network, it could be not having the devices. But the fact that you were able to get to this video is a blessing enough. The fact that you're able to access YouTube and log in and watch this video, count yourself lucky. And with that, teach yourself how do how do I use all these different platforms to better myself and to equip myself when it comes to online learning. And the last element in Vuca is ambiguity, and with this is just basically the mixed emotions or the mixed feelings we have when it comes to this new experience. Because I think the thing that is getting to everyone is that we knew it was coming. I mean, it's inevitable. We knew it was there, but I don't think anyone was prepared for how soon this new age, would be here, or how soon we'd have to adapt to this online learning. So guys, so basically I thought, let me share with you guys the just different things I've been doing, the different tricks I've been applying to my daily life or to my daily routine, to assist me with online learning. And hopefully if you can apply it to your studies and just, your preparations for the exams, it should help you, just being able to get into the zone, as well, more importantly, just to help you, function better. The most important thing you need to take care of, guys, is your mind. Okay, and the easy way you can practice mindfulness is either through prayer or meditation. And for me, those are my two go-to things. So it's either I'm in prayer, I wake up every morning and pray, or I will meditate, and same thing will apply before I sleep. I pray, or I'll meditate, then I'll pray. And if you someone that does not believe in prayer, religion, or spirituality, I don't know, if you're not a spiritual being that believes in meditation, or you don't believe in prayer, just practice mindfulness by like waking up in the morning. When you wake up, before you open your eyes, think about, like, okay, what are the first three things I can hear? Once you open your eyes, what are the first three things I can see? What are the first three things I can smell? Just practice all those things to activate your senses, to activate your mind, and then once you're done with that, you can move on to the next phase. Okay, and before I actually say practice mindfulness, guys, I think the most important thing when it comes to online learning is having a routine. Now, yes, I know everyone, probably you've heard it before and you're thinking it is not easy, but it is doable, guys. The only thing mindfulness and the only thing a routine requires is discipline. Okay, and some people are born with discipline. Some people might need to practice it, but all of us are, more than capable of being disciplined. So just be disciplined, have a routine, and then once you have a routine, it is easier for you to now, to slowly get used to it and to practice. And this applied for your exams, applied for, your upcoming semesters, applied for your studies, whether you're in high school, primary. I don't know if you're in primary, you should be watching this channel, but applied in your daily schooling life, and I think it should help you. So take care of your mind. I've already told you how to take care of your mind. Number two, guys, I think the nice thing about online learning, right, is it eliminates these social pressures that we faced with as students, I think, because when you're in university, I don't know, I mean, this is just from my personal point of view. I'm not saying this is what's happening, I'm not saying this is what everyone is experiencing. I'm just saying from my point of view, from my perspective, what I've observed over the past 4 years is that students leave home, and this applies mostly to students that come from other provinces, because you get to the city of gold and the lifestyle, everything is so fast in Joburg, and like there's just I tend to see students falling into this trap of FOMO, fear of missing out. As soon as you get to Joburg, you wanna be part of the cool kids. You want to be part of the people that have the cool clothes, the cool devices, the coolest things, and all those social pressures, being a cool kid on social media, and all those social pressures add to how you perform at school or in class. And I feel like being in lockdown or partaking in online learning somehow eliminates that social pressure, because you don't have to wake up and dress up anymore. You don't have to wake up and worry about having the best device. No one can see, no one cares, so all that energy and time you normally focus and use thinking and worrying about abantu bazothini, take that energy and focus it on yourself, and just see the amount of progress you will make. Okay, like, just try it, guys. I mean, before you tell me it's not easy, I'm just saying try it. Block the world out. If it means you need to, part of your routine is you not logging into social media for the first 6 hours of your day, then make sure that you do not log on to social media for the first 6 hours of the day, so that your mind is not influenced by the external, world. So your mind is not influenced by things that you're seeing on social media. Because also, guys, by now you should know, don't trust the gram. I could be posting a picture of me in a swimming pool and I'm still locked up in my res room. It don't mean that's what's happening. And and I feel like students, like, people get so closed up in what they see and that they forget about reality. So use this time to appreciate and to take care and to focus on yourself, and forget about external pressures. Number 3 was adopt new routines, but I said it cannot be number 3, it's number 1, and number 3 becomes no social pressures. Number 4, guys, set alarms and reminders for all your classes. Set alarms and reminders for when you need to study. Set alarms and reminders for everything you need to submit. Like, literally set alarms and reminders for everything. Okay, like, I used to procrastinate when it comes to everything. I used to confuse times, dates. I'd miss classes. I'd miss because I could never really get everything in tune. So being at home and partaking in online learning has forced me to actually plan my day and to plan my classes and plan everything, and I found it so beneficial. So guys, plan it. Have a year planner. I actually have like a planner on my wall. I don't know if I'll show it to you guys, that I have a plan on my wall where I write down all my submission dates. I write down, when I have classes. I do the same thing with my phone, because I realize that my phone as a device I always have with me, whether I'm in the line to ShopRite or Pick n Pay or Woolies, during my grocery shopping or whatever. I always have my phone on me. So I use my phone for reminders and alarms, and it's been working, guys. I don't want to lie to you. I've been able to attend all my online classes. I've been able to submit all my work on time. So really, really try setting alarms and reminders for yourself and see how it works. Even it just reminds you, like, now it's time to study. You've got a test and you got an exam in 2 weeks time. Now it's time. And just having those alarms, you realize that, oh, okay, I'm making progress. And by the time you actually need to study for the exam, you've already covered majority of the content. Because I used to be someone that studies like literally the day before I write, but as I progressed in my studies, well, with the years, I realized that the content and the work was getting a lot, so, and especially because we had a lot of theory. So with the theory modules, I mean, it's, guys, you need to give mindfulness, like, take care of your mind. You can't overload your mind with so much information and expect not to be anxious when you're writing that exam. Okay, so the only way to deal with anxiety is to prepare your mind and to prepare yourself, and just set constant reminders. That way nothing takes you by surprise and you're not overwhelmed with emotions. The number 5 would be connect with others, guys. Collaboration. Anyone that knows me will tell you that I believe in collaboration, guys. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. If you feel like you're in trouble, ask for help, guys. Collaboration is essential. It is essential for the 4th Industrial Revolution. It is essential in a Vuca world. It is essential for you to survive in life, guys. No one in life made it just by themselves. Like, everyone has gotten help at some point or another, and that is why you've got classmates. That is why you've got WhatsApp, so that if you're in trouble, communicate with your classmates, communicate with your lecturers. Do not die in silence, guys. This life is not meant for you to die in silence. We are all meant to graduate. We are all meant to succeed, and therefore do not die alone. Also, guys, if you are those people that are always being asked, I know sometimes it's tiring. Sometimes you're going through your own life problems. It happens to me too, but try your best to actually help those people. There's a reason they ask you. Like, also know that it took so much out of them to actually text and say, hi, I need help. So don't turn them down or deem them as annoying. Just help them as much as you can, and then let it be, okay? And then the next point is stay informed and not overloaded, guys. Make sure that you stay informed. Make sure you prepare. What I like to do is when it comes to my classes, I make sure that I read whatever the content I need to read, for the lecture that's to come, so that I am prepared, so that when I'm in the lecture I don't feel overloaded with information. I can actually understand, and it's easier for me to follow with what the lecturer is saying, because I've actually read and went through the content before attending the class. So do that. Prepare, guys. failure to prepare is preparing to fail. It's that simple. So make sure that you always prepare, because if you do not prepare, you're preparing to fail. And most important, guys, the last thing, my last and final tip is get yourself some good quality sleep. Anyone that knows me will tell you that I love my sleep. You can call me at 8 p.m. at night. I'll be sleeping. Like, I do not deny myself any sleep. I do not deny myself or my body any rest, especially now that we're in this time of lockdown, guys. Hence I say I feel like it's a blessing in disguise, because there's no pressure to go anywhere. There's no pressure to get dressed for anything. Set your schedules, add some naps in between, especially if you're going to be studying throughout the day. So like what I'll do is, if I need to study, I'll study 2-3 hours. Maybe I'll dedicate those 2-3 hours for like 2 or 3 chapters, and then in between take a 1 hour or 2 hour break, fit in a nap if you want to, then eat, have your snacks, but make sure that you fit in your naps and your rest, guys. You can't want to study, attend class, binge watch series and movies, and have a social life and be on social media and not sleep and still think you're gonna get distinctions. It's not gonna work, honey. You need to prioritize. Now is the time for prioritizing, okay? So those are my 6 steps. Just a reminder, take care of your mind. Mindfulness is important. Have a routine. Eliminate all social pressures or block out all social pressures. Number 4, set alarms and reminders for everything that you do. Number 5, collaboration is key. Number 6, stay informed, not overloaded. And number 7, last but not least, get yourself some good quality sleep. And before we end this video, guys, I just wanted to read you guys just some key pointers that Leander Duma and I mentioned during the live on Saturday. I might try just add, you know, the little thing that Cheryl's only created for us, but let me just read them. The first one is from Leander Duma. Be disciplined and focus on what you can do today and now to get to your dream. Secondly, this is a time where we are preparing for the new work or new world of work. The third one is have foresight. Train your mind to always see opportunities. So instead of complaining about what you do not have, train your mind to always see the opportunity in this period. Treat every day like you would when everything was normal. Therefore, wake up like you would, you know, travel like you would, have a routine or a schedule to follow. Every next level of your life will require you to be a better version of yourself. Therefore, you cannot do things that you need to do and expect different results. Okay. If you want, so basically that statement is describing insanity. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, guys. You can't do the same thing. You can't do the same thing you're doing in first year and now come back and do it in, you know, be doing the same things you were doing in your 4th year that you were doing in your 1st year and expect to get different results. If you're getting 60s in your 1st year, you're definitely going to be getting 60s in your final year. If you're getting 40s in your 1st year, you're definitely going to get 40s in your final year, unless you change your mindset and unless you change your mentality and your routine. Okay? And the last ones from me is, if you're not preparing yourself to succeed, which I've already said, then you're preparing yourself to fail. The second one, there's nothing wrong about failure, but there's everything wrong with giving up. And I still say that in this time, it is time to collaborate, and collaboration is essential. Always ask someone for help. Last but not least, guys, block everything that does not add value to you and stands in the way of your success. And with that said, thank you guys so much for joining me. My name is Michelle Khumalo. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a huge thumbs up, hit the notification bell, please subscribe, and don't forget to share the video with your friends. If you liked this video as well, please make sure you leave the comments down below, and see you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.